Hello everybody and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
I don't know if anything more needs to be said. But yes, today we're going to be taking a look at Tracer, the poster girl for Overwatch on the cover art. The first character from Overwatch to be added to Heroes of the Storm. And let me tell you guys something. That first week or 2 weeks that she was added into this game, she was so strong and she was so fun. And I'm telling you guys, I played her so much during that time. You guys gotta understand, this was one of the most memorable releases we've ever had, because for the first time ever in this game, we had a character that could both move and attack at the same time, which was like revolutionary for this game. The concept, it was incredible. She could literally run circles around opponents and kill them just like that. It was crazy. I can tell you guys also that this was during a time when Li Ming had her huge release and she was incredibly overpowered. The most overpowered thing I've ever seen. And I can tell you distinctly, I remember this like it was yesterday. There were games. There was even one game in particular. I remember that I went up against... I would go up against these Li Mings as newly released Tracer, and I could actually finally play a character that could actually counter this overpowered Li Ming. It was amazing. It was like, I was so happy that I finally had a character that I could play against Li Ming, because for the longest time Li Ming was dominating the scene, especially in ranked play, and I couldn't be able to play against her. I couldn't beat her. I couldn't be able to come up with an answer. Well, I finally had an answer that was just a resounding counter to her. It was great. I cannot tell you the joy that I experienced from the way Tracer was able to counter Li Ming during that time. It was so great. I remember holding one of the points on Dragonshire as Tracer. Now, I had a Morales healing me, but I was able to kill every single enemy that could come my way, partly due to Morales' healing, but also because of how strong Tracer was at the time. She has been reeled in and nerfed, quite often since then. But she is still quite fun to play and still pretty strong in the right hands. I still see her picked sometimes, and in the right hands, she can be quite fun to play. So let's see how we do as Tracer today.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
Speaking of which, here we go. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to show you an example of what it was like in that particular scenario. It's a scenario I can't forget because I was like sitting down there at the bottom shrine for Dragonshire for who knows how long with Morales down there, and they kept sending people down to kill us, to take that, and they couldn't beat me. With Morales healing me, I was able to like just keep killing enemy players. Just every time they sent someone to try and stop me, they couldn't beat me. It was such an enjoyable, fun experience during that initial release time playing as Tracer.
10 seconds.
The majority of the XP I have from playing Tracer was during those first few weeks that she was out, just because that's how much fun she was during that time.
Mission is a go!
Alright, so a lot of people do like to go with a W melee build, but I have liked, and I think this also applies to the fact that they have a Nova on their team, Tracer rounds, where basic attacks will reveal enemies for 4 seconds. If you have never seen Tracer in Heroes of the Storm, she is very similar. You can see the basic attacks in how she is in Overwatch, and you can see the reload gauge at the bottom there. You can see, because she doesn't have mana, she has ammo, and you can see the amount of shots she has before she has to reload her clip. And this was like, remember guys, this was during a time where this was like unheard of. No one in the game had a kit like this. So here's the scenario that I want to paint for you guys for what I was referring to. So here I am, sitting right here at this, you know, in this bush. Morales is like around here. They kept sending enemy heroes this way, and I kept being able to just kill them because my damage was so strong at that time. They couldn't get away from me. They couldn't stop me. I kept getting healed by Morales because Tracer is like the only character, if I recall, that has an ult like immediately at the beginning of the game. She has to charge it up like in Overwatch, but she has an ult at the beginning of the game. That is such a huge advantage for this character. More so than other characters out this game. Because there are no other characters that really have an ult at the beginning of a game like she does. So I can be able to do that where I can land that on there, do that much damage. I can be able to blink around here. It's just the amount of mobility and damage that she was able to do is just something that many of us will never forget because she was so good. Of course, AI Nova is not very smart. Alright. Now, for a long time, I think I would, you know, I wasn't very confident in my Tracer play. So I would take, is that a health pack? Because the thing about Tracer, she, and this was after they nerfed her, when she first came out, because she was so strong, people were like, she has to get nerfed, and they were like, yeah, okay, we'll nerf her. And they nerfed her health so hard that it was hard to ever keep her alive in matches. It was crazy how much they nerfed her health. So I would find myself wanting to take, is that a health pack, to just try and give her some form of survivability and sustainability because of the lack of health she had. However, people like Palytime have warmed me up to the idea of Untouchable. I've just always been cautious against talents that will be like, if you die, you lose everything you've worked for. So we'll go ahead and do it this time, though I still think that if you're not entirely confident in your ability to stay alive as Tracer and keep these stacks, if you don't want to risk losing them, that you can take is that a health pack, especially if you are playing in quick match and you don't have a healer, because let's face it, a lot of the times in quick match, how often are you going to get a balanced composition? Alright, let's see here. At level 7, we can either take increased blink charges, but they have nerfed this. You can increase your blink charges to 4, but you also increase the cooldown of your blink by 2 seconds. It used to be you could just increase your cooldown. Never do what I just did. I just threw my ult on a Murky, which is, and I'm pretty sure he had his bubble off cooldown. So I realized I just kind of committed a cardinal sin there playing as Tracer, which is throwing your ult on a Murky when his bubble is still up. So don't ever do what I just did. Because he'll just bubble and ruin your ult. Even though, as you can see, I'm already about to get my ult back. That's how fast she can rebuild her ult. Alright, let's see. So here are takedowns. So let's go with bullet time to be able to get the reduction on your blink with your basic attacks. And I'm about... Oh, never mind. I got to switch to Rhaegar. Sorry, Rhaegar. Alright, let's... I do have a Rhaegar here to help heal me.
The dragon shall rest no longer.
There is another way to help with my sustainability later on. I believe at level 13, where we can actually get Vampiric Assault. It's got another name, but that's basically what it is. Healing off your basic attacks, which, of course, if you're able to really build those untouchable stacks with your basic attacks, that's going to be a lot of healing and sustainability, right? Let's try and focus on this Rexar here. Oh boy. Ah!
I need a breather.
Oh, that was the Nova decoy. I thought that was the real Nova. Oh, that's the real Nova. Okay. Woo! Alright.
Understood.
Actually, let's go up top. Oh, that's getting grabbed. Ah, Hanzo. Tracer versus Hanzo. What a battle. Of course, we have Diva.
Clock's ticking.
Tracer and Diva, best buddies. Look at this. I can chase him and just keep attacking him. That little aspect of her character just revolutionized this game. Because it was something that if you didn't have that, it was a huge detriment now, because it was like other heroes had to have this little aspect. That's how strong it was. Alright, let's see. I always did like Sticky Bomb to increase the radius and give them a slow. I think a lot of people have been taking either Quantum Spike against high health teams, Pulse Rounds to be able to increase the range and the charge rate.
Aye, aye. Kaboom. Fort destroyed.
So let's do it. Let's go with Pulse Rounds.
Right on target.
Whoop.
Something good over there.
Alright, let's go here and Sippy Cup. The great thing is that when you mount up, she automatically reloads her pistols.
Fort
You
destroyed.
can press it well, manually if you want. She doesn't have to do it, so I can just press D and she reloads her pistols. Or you can just wait till she runs out of ammo and then she'll just do it automatically. If you just want to keep unloading your bullets here on like the minion wave.
Something good over there.
So as I said, you know, Tracer, you know, she hasn't gone through that many changes other than, you know, when she first came out, she was super strong and then they nerfed her into the ground. Now they did recently, like within the past couple months, try to rebuff her by increasing her health and health regen, but it's not like it used to be.
Nailed it.
And there goes Rexar. Alright, so as I said, there is a way to help this with leeching rounds. Now, because we have a Rhaegar on our team, we actually don't need this. So what I'm going to do, I could do Ricochet, but I'm actually going to go with a very popular talent called Bullet Spray, which is supposed to help with her wave clear. So the way this works, you go up here and boop, and she just sprays everything, you know, with her bullets, like the whole mini wave. Boop. Kind of a nice way to add to her wave clear.
Soon the shrines shall awaken heroes.
Let's go over here and finish off this camp before the objective pops.
We triumph.
So if we didn't have a healer, I would probably take leeching rounds to be able to help with my sustainability, especially since, okay, hold on. Aha!
Aye, aye.
There's Murky's egg.
Free the Dragon Knight and slaughter your enemies.
And Murky is gone for a little while. Let's go over here.
Clock's ticking.
Again, that game, I will never forget, because it was like, it felt like a solid 5 minutes, where I was just down here, just defending this with Morales, and they just kept sending people, because they couldn't kill me. I was like, unkillable. It was one of the most pleasant memories I've ever had in this game.
Deleted.
Nova, I see you.
Kill.
Especially with tracer rounds on there, because then you can just lock them in and then you won't be able to lose sight of them. Alright, and And now we're going to get one of my favorite talents for her, and that is Sleight of Hand. Reducing reload time by 50%, which equals 20% more damage per second. Look how fast she reloads now. Whoop. Oh, so fast. You're going to be able to get so many more basic attacks. Look at this! And when you combine that with other things like our level 10 talent, Pulse Rounds, you're going to be able to charge up your ultimate even more. Which is amazing. Look, I throw that out there. And look at how fast I'm already recharging this. Now, this would even be more the case if I was using it against heroes. In fact, let's go attack heroes. Whoop. I should leave. Look at my health. I should leave. I'm so low on health. And Rhaegar's Ancestral is down. It's Hearth back. Alright. So I think Tracer has seen some pro play, though not that much. She's been good with really strong high mobile compositions, such as with Karazim, as you know, just other characters that are capable of blinking and dashing, Zeratul and such. But especially with Karazim, because when she would blink, he could then blink where she is. So it was a really cool combination to see at times.
I love this part. That was cool.
Where you going, love? Look at how fast I got my ult back because of that ability.
Shrines are gathering power. The dragon
Hold on, Murky. Where is your egg?
from within the stone.
Oh, it's not here. Oh, because it's not revealing me, so obviously it's not there. Is his egg not down? No, it's somewhere. I just don't know where. Oh, well. So, it may not show up a lot in the damage department and the stats, but she's, you know, the 9 kills is where it really shows Tracer's lethalness, how lethal she is. Not necessarily how much damage she's done, but how many kills she's able to get. Because she's really, really good at chasing down and getting runaway kills, as good as any, if not better than any character in the entire game. So I know that there are some people that like to use builds that focus on melee, but I've always liked the basic attack aspect, because that's one of her strongest things, I think. So I went with Tracer Rounds, Untouchable, Bullet Time, Pulse Rounds, Bullet Spray, Sleight of Hand. At level 20, I probably would have taken maybe Composition B, but I know that I kind of criticized someone in my Jaina video for taking this talent, but, you know, I mean, hey, if you've got the confidence to pull it off, more power to you. So, Total Recall did used to be, like, I think one of the go-to talent at level 20, but it's really, I think it's, Recall's cooldown is increased by 8 seconds, which is a big, big problem. But it heals Tracer equal to the amount of the health that she lost during time. So it then feels like the recall ability in Overwatch. But again, the cooldown is increased by 8 seconds. And it's been increased to a 30-second cooldown. That's a 38-second cooldown on her recall. Which I don't think makes it worth it. I think you're going to get more value from either of these more than this. This used to be the talent you would take, but because of they nerfed it super hard, as well as, in fact, they just nerfed recall really hard. They nerfed that ability itself really hard, it seemed. So she's still in a pretty good spot. She's not overpowered like she was when she first came out, but she's in a pretty good spot. She can get the job done. Unless, of course, you've got characters and a composition that has a lot of crowd control. I can tell you a number of characters. I did mention in my Tassar video, she paired up really well with Tassar. I'll tell you who she did not go well against were characters such as Varian. Varian, for the longest time, was one of the strongest counters to Tracer because he could be able to parry everything that she used against him, and she could be taunted by him. The taunt he would use to keep her in place, that silence where she would be stuck in place. And by the way, this was also during a time when his charge could be able to do a stun. Remember Warbringer back in the day when Warbringer had a stun on it? Yeah, so during this time, Tracer was unplayable because Varian would charge her, which would stun her, and then he would throw a taunt on her, and that would, like, keep her stuck in place for, like, 3 seconds, and by the time she got out of that, she was already dead. So, right now, I think Tracer is in a better spot where she can be played, compared to during that time where if all that lockdown, she just couldn't be played. But I think she's in a pretty good spot right now. Up next, another basic attack hero that has a basic attack speed arguably as good as Tracer's, if not, well, we'll have to maybe we'll take a look at that. Maybe I'll check up on that, see which one has a stronger attack speed. And that is Tychus from StarCraft. Stay tuned.